Okay, so this lesson we're learning about dot plots and using them to create a box plot. So this dot plot, we have this given to us. It's a survey that a group of people was given to a group of people, and it asked them how many hours a week they read. So the question was, how many hours per week do you read? So we see there's one dot on one. That means one person said that they read 1 hour. Then there is three dots on two. So three people said that they read 2 hours. And then one dot is on number three. So that means one person said 3 hours. Then one person said 4 hours. There are two dots on five. So that's two people said that they read 5 hours, so on and so forth. So the number that happens most often is two, because that's the only one that has three dots. Everything else has less number of dots. So our mode is two. We are going to list our numbers from the smallest to the greatest. So if I see one dot, that's I'm going to write that number once. If I see three dots, for instance, for two, I'm going to write that 3 times. If I see two dots on five, I will write that twice. So this is my numbers, and it looks like there is 10 of them. So this survey was given to 10 people. So I'm going to go ahead and create something called a 5-number summary, which includes 5 numbers. The first one is minimum. The second one is Q1, which we will talk about in a minute. Then we have median or Q2. Then we have Q3. And then the last one is maximum. The minimum and maximum is easy because those are the smallest and the biggest number. So we have 1 and 14. Q1, Q stands for quartile, and quartile goes along with quarter. So it means a fourth, 1/4 or 25%. So we're going to go ahead and cross out one number from the left and one number from the right. So that would be 1 and 14. Then do the same thing again, 2 and 6. Then 2 and 5. So again, we are crossing off one number from the left with one number from the right until we reach the middle. That line that I drew in the middle, that means there are 5 numbers on the left, 5 numbers on the right. So we land on 3 and 4 in the middle. So we're going to add those two. 3 plus 4 is 7. Divide by 2, that gives me 3.5. And that is my median, or Q2. Now, I'll do the same thing that I did, but I'll do it only on the left side. So on the left side, I have numbers 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3. I'm going to cross off one from the left and one from the right until I land on that second 2, the number in the middle. So that is going to be my Q1 or quartile 1. Do the same thing with the numbers on the right side. So my right side has 4, 5, 5, 6, and 14. Cross out one from the left with one from the right until we land on that second 5, and that's my Q3. So I'm going to go ahead and put these dots, the 5-number summary, on my number line. We're going to create a second number line, but it has the same numbers. So minimum is 1, Q1 is 2, median is 3.5, so between 3 and 4. Then Q3 is 5, and then maximum is 14. I'm going to connect the first and the second dot to create my tail on the left, and then the last two numbers create my tail on the right, and then I create the box in the middle. The line in the middle that's on 3.5, that shows my median. So I wrote 2 sentences underneath the box plot, which we will talk about in just a minute. So if you look, this box plot is divided into 4 parts. One part is from 1 to 2.
Mia Rodriguez, 2 sentences.
So one part is from minimum to Q1. Then the second part is from Q1 to median. Then the third part is from median to Q3. The last part is from Q3 to maximum. So each of these parts represent 25% of the data. There is a sentence here that says 75% of this group reads more than 5 hours. So if we look at the 5 hours, that's 5, that's Q3 to maximum. That's only 25%.
Jalen Gutierrez to the Tyler gate.
So 25% of this group reads more than 5 hours. So that first statement is wrong. It's false. And if I change 75% to 25%, then it will work. The second statement says 25% of this group reads 3.5 hours or more. So I go to my 3.5 hours. That's the median. 3.5 hours or more. That is to 25%. So that's 50%. So if I change that 25% in the second sentence and say 50% of this group reads 3.5 hours or more, then that will be true. The second dot plot looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I will list all of my numbers from least to greatest. Then I see that I have 4 dots on 10. That is the only number that happens 4 times. Everything else is less than 4 times. So mode is 10. However, mode does not play a role in the box plot. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out one number from the left, one number from the right, and keep doing that until I land on that first 11. So that's going to be my median, which I listed in my 5-number summary. Then I'm going to leave that 11 alone, and I have the numbers on the left side, which I'm going to go ahead and cross out one from the left, one from the right. So 1 and 10, 4 and 10, 8 and 10, until I land on that first 10, which is my Q1. Do the same thing on the right side to find Q3. So I have all of the 5 numbers listed here. I'm going to draw a number line, put those 5 numbers as little dots, connect the first 2 to create my tail on the left side, connect the last 2 to create my tail on the right side, and then the box, which is showing the median, and everything is labeled. So this is also hours of reading per week. Also has 2 statements. First one says 25% of this group reads less than 10 hours. So that's 10 hours from minimum to Q1, and that's only 25%, so that statement is true. The second one, half of this group reads more than 12 hours. 12 hours is Q3. More than 12 hours is Q3 to maximum, which is 25% of the data, not half of the data. So we either change the word half to 25%, or we can keep the statement the same way, but change 12 hours to 11 hours, because median is 11. And once we are at the median, that's half of our data from on the left side and half on the right side. So we can change the 12 to 11 to make it a true statement. So this is using a dot plot to create a set of data, and then use that to create box plot. So this survey was given to 2 groups of people. One group was parents of young children, parents that have several young kids, and one group was retired people. So we can see that this one, majority of people are reading 5 hours or less. So this is probably the group of parents with young children. And this one, majority reads 10 hours or more per week. So this is probably the group of retired people. Again, this is a survey. It is not 100% true, but it this is the way to interpret a box plot, by looking at what percentage of the numbers are in which area of the box plot. So I hope this is helpful.